Thanks for joining us on Sheridan County Ag Update. Today we have with us Joe Butler, PRCA Bullfighter, and one of the Bullfighters at Sheridan Wild Rodeo. Joe, thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
You bet. So, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Oh, just not much to say, just a dumb bullfighter, that's it.
What made you want to start fighting bulls?
You know, I went to college on team roping scholarship. I was team roping there and roommates with some bull riders. They talked me into fighting bulls for them, and the rest is downhill from there.
Well, you know, I think back in the day when I was a kid, and I remember Leon Coffey and Rick Chapman and Miles Hare, I mean, they were kind of a clown and a bullfighter entertainer. It's kind of, now you guys are really more specific in your bullfighting, and there's kind of a separate, like JJ's kind of the entertainer.
Yeah, back in the day, I mean, there was a bullfighter barrel man. I mean, the guy did the cowboy protection stuff, he did the comedy stuff. I mean, mix and match of a little bit of both. And you know, then there's kind of been that transition over to where you had your barrel man that was entertainment. You know, he does your specialty act, he does your stuff, and then you've got your bullfighters that are just there for protection. I mean, they help with the clowns and help where need be, but their main job is saving the cowboys and stuff.
Well, and these bulls have gotten, especially with this Born to Buck program, they've gotten more athletic. They're quicker, they're faster, which means you guys have got to be in shape and on top of it.
You know, the way these bulls are going now, you look back in the old days and a lot of big up and down, and these bulls are athletes, and I mean, they're trained, they're exercised, you have to be in shape. Being a bull rider, being a bullfighter, it's a whole nother, I mean, it's taking it all to a whole nother level. So, I mean, you've got to be on your A game to step in the arena these days.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I think people forget it's not just the cowboys who are the athletes, but truly these animals are athletes within themselves.
These bulls are, they are fed, they're exercised, I mean, just like a human would every day. I mean, they're fed high supplements and, high powered feeds to keep them feeling good, and they're exercised every day. So they're at the peak of their point, so if you're going to come play the game, you got to be at the top of yours.
Absolutely, absolutely. So how many rodeos do you work a year?
I think I've got about 23 this year.
Okay.
So just about right.
Well, what do you like about coming to Sheridan, to the Wild?
What can you not love about Sheridan? This place is beautiful. And not even talking about the rodeo. You go to downtown and, you got King's Ropes, you got the Mint Bar, you got
Icons.
And I mean, look at the history and all that's along with it. The golf courses around. I mean, it's just beautiful around here. And then you show up to the rodeo grounds and beautiful facility, one of the best committees I've ever been around. I mean, these guys love this rodeo and love rodeo, and and then once the rodeo starts, these grandstands are full. Kick it off with the Indian relay races that you never really know if that's going to go awesome or if it's going to be a train wreck, but either way, it's going to be entertaining.
Absolutely. People love a wreck.
They do. Everybody loves controlled chaos.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got Sankeys and Phenom that come in here with some of the best stock in the PRCA. And you throw all that together, and it just set up to be a success and be an awesome rodeo. And, and like you said, that's why people like bull riding. Everybody wants to see somebody get hurt.
Yep.
But they don't want them, hurt bad enough they got to go in the ambulance.
Exactly.
They want to see you mucked out and rolled around, but, they want to see close calls, so that's where it's nice.
They don't mind to see you kind of get picked up from that bull and tossed a little bit, but you land on your feet and you're okay.
Oh yeah, and trust me, we're all the same way. It's bull rider, bullfighter, somebody gets run over, as soon as you realize that they're alive, then the hackling comes behind it.
Now, you don't see a lot of old bullfighters. It's not a longevity sport, really.
It's a young man's game. I mean, I've been doing this for a while, and I mean, I've been beat up, and that's part of what it is. I mean, you get beat up, and you see some of these steer trippers that were here yesterday. You'll see some calf ropers, some timed event contestants that are pretty old.
My dad roped here till he was 70. So
you get in the rough stop game. I mean, going back to being in shape, and it doesn't matter what kind of shape you're in. Your body's been abused for 20 years. things start hurting, things start healing, you know, and so getting into the rough stuff, especially getting into where the animals are these days, you can't half-ass it. I mean, you can't show up and just, you know, not be at the peak, and yeah, you might get by one or two, but typically you're just gonna get jerked down and hurt.
Well, Joe, thanks so much for being with us today, and I know that we'll be seeing you every night in the rodeo, putting out 100%, you and Nate, for these guys, and we sure appreciate it, and we love having you here at the YO.
Thanks for having me. I enjoyed it.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
Check out SheridanMedia.com for more news, sports, and podcasts.